Hey y'all, welcome to Game Day with Heavy Cardboard. So I'm happy to be presenting along with friends and co-host and wife. We have MOA, which is currently on Kickstarter. It's designed by Martin Wallace and published by 8 Games, as y'all saw at the very beginning. I think the best way to describe it is a kind of a entry-level area control game. The thing I wrote up, if you will, is it's an I will get it right yet. Go ahead.
Anthropomorphized.
That card-driven area control game that takes a lighthearted look at the colonial period of New Zealand in the 19th century. Players represent various factions of the native Maori people of New Zealand and their struggles between themselves, meaning the players, as well as the British and other explorers, sailors, missionaries, traders, adventurers during this period in history. So we all represent different bird tribes or the different Maori tribes in New Zealand. The goal of the game being victory points. The game takes place over 2 periods, each identical to one another, and each period consists of 4 different phases. So before we switch over to show you all the board and everything, preface, this is a prototype. Everything about it is subject to change. Keep that in mind. The artwork, the whole 9 yards. Obviously, the component quality, because we have meeples instead of birds. So keep all that in mind, that it is a prototype. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm wearing a bird on my head.
You are an owl. Seems appropriate. All right. So yeah, I guess I ought to introduce you guys. So we have my wife and co-host that you guys know, Amanda. We have Matt and sweater that doesn't wear sweaters anymore, it seems, Mike.
What is like May?
Well, we're used to only seeing him in winter.
Yeah,
so
right.
Exactly.
the sweaters are more prevalent then.
Right, fair point. Yeah, all right. So let's go ahead and do this. All right. So I had mentioned, let me fix that real quick, guys. There we go. All right, I had mentioned that the game takes place over 2 different phases with, or 4 different periods, 2 different periods with 4 different phases of each. So the 4 different phases, high level here, are bird and terrain cards. I mentioned it's a card-driven game, which we'll get into here in a little bit. Player actions, then we score victory points, and then there's actually a tidy up phase, which is just an upkeep phase. Rinse and repeat, do that twice, score again, whoever has the most points wins. All right, so before we get too far into this, let's go ahead and go over what you guys are looking at as far as the board and the components and everything else. So obviously you have the prototype of the board. You have the score track around the upper part and the right side, which goes to 36. I think this is Kevin over at 8 Games' way of just going a little bit different. Plus he didn't want to cover all the artwork on there. You have the terrain card locations, which will be up there. The actual main board itself, which is, again, it's an area control game, so therefore it's broken into 12 different areas of 5 different terrain. You have the coastal regions, you have the grasslands, you have the mountains, which are up there and down here. Note, you also have the volcano area, which is not a mountain. That is technically, but as far as gameplay goes, it's its own region. You have the forest regions out here, and then you have the volcano track over near Mike. Then, over on the left-hand side, you have the card display for the mammals. The mammals, again, represent the invaders, or the people that we can sell our land to if we decide to do so. So there are going to be 4 different types of mammals in the game. We have dogs, we have rats, we have possums, right? And we have weasels. Pop goes. Pop. No, I'm not gonna do the third base reference. Then we have the tiles that represent the different cards, the different mammals. We have the Karakia tiles, which is, it's kind of a Maori word for, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sure we're butchering it, but for magic or for incantation or whatnot.
Spiritual supplication to the gods,
if you will. And then we have 6 different, which they're basically tiles that are rule breakers throughout the game. Then over in front of Matt, you have the actual mammal cards, which will be coming out throughout the game. All right, so that's kind of the board that we're looking at, and the mammal cards as well as the Karakia tiles. And then we have the bird cards. Again, it's a card-driven game, so what we're looking at are, these are the different 8 types of cards in the game. All right, so over here in the top left, we have
The mother duck Pukeko.
all right, so the symbols over here on the left-hand side of all the cards are going to represent what different actions are available based on when you play these cards. So for instance, these bird symbols that are over here in yellow, and you'll see on the various other birds, those allow you to place birds out on the board, all right? Then moving over to the right, you have the
Father bird Tui.
all right, the Tui. So you have the 3 different birds, so you can place up to 3 birds that represents, and then that's a battle icon, the little arrow up. Keep moving to the right.
We have the namesake bird, the moa,
All right, so which has long been extinct, has it not?
since the mid 15th century.
There we go. And these guys have a little bit of kind of. I'm trying not to use dominant species lingo for this, but a way to put more birds out. They battle a little bit, and then they have honor as well, which is going to come into play here in a little bit. Then keep going on.
Okay, this guy, moray pork. It's spelled like more pork, but I very much suspect that's not the way the Maori pronounced it.
All right. And here we have a couple of place bird icons. We have a battle, and then we have the Karakia symbol, or the magic symbol, if you will. Then going down to the fighters of the bunch, we have the eagle.
Yes.
Very simple. He's personally my favorite looking one on here. So he fights real well, and he has a little bit of honor as well. And then moving over,
We have kakapo.
okay, easy for you to say, which these guys almost look kind of like the shaman
Yeah.
of the bunch, which these guys either fight or have Karakia
That's
symbols.
my favorite.
And then we have, I think that's the Kiwi?
Kia.
Kia, all right. Which we have the place birds, we have the honor and the Karakia symbol. And then we have the jack of all trades, master of none, but does a little bit of everything with.
He's the kiwi.
All right, that's the Kiwi. There we go. All right, cool. So there we go. All right, so those are the, yes, and I agree that more pork is less than, or better than less pork.
Absolutely.
All right, so these are the 8 different cards that are going to be in our hands as we play throughout the game. So just to kind of give you a rough idea on what you're looking at. And by the way, love the artwork on the cards.
Oh, they're fabulous.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about, now that we've talked about what's in the game, let's talk about how to play the game. So again, the game takes place over 2 different periods, 4 different phases. So the first phase is is bird and terrain cards. Real simple. We're going to deal out 9 of the cards of the ones that you guys saw. Actually, we don't need those anymore, so we will get you guys shuffling those
We'll take care of
every day. All right, so we're going to deal out 9 cards to every player, and then of the terrain cards, Mike, if you'll show folks the terrain cards, the backs of those, we have a big stack of terrain cards. I want to say it's 30 cards that are in there, and we're only going to use 14 of them. That's going to be the timer of the game. So we're going to go through 7 sets of those, so 7 rounds, rinse and repeat, shuffle those back into the deck, and then reset for the second phase, all right, to give you guys an idea. So we're going to, first off, for whoever's the first player, we have the MOA tile for the first player marker. Whoever's the first player, we're going to turn over 2 of the terrain cards, and we're going to resolve those left to right. So the first one that we flip over, there are a few different types. So you have draw mammal invaders. So whether it's 1 or 2 cards, very simple. We're going to flip over that many mammal cards and place them out on the display. If a weasel comes out immediately, we'll resolve that because these guys are warmongers. All they want to do is fight, fight, fight. So as soon as a weasel comes out, they invade. More on that later. Otherwise, we just put them out here onto the display. The volcano card, well, that is a very volatile as well as high point value area that we're going to move up the volcano track. Once the volcano erupts, basically area 12 on the board becomes extinct and no active for this turn. So depending on If we flip over to coastals, that means the 3 coastal areas are the only areas available for us, with a rare exception out here for us to play in this round. And we're going to do that 7 times for the first half of the game, 7 times for the second half of the game. So after we've dealt out the terrain cards, then we each get to take 1 action per player, starting with the starting player, go clockwise around the table. So we're going to have a hand of 9 cards. There is no limit to the number of cards that you can play in an action. Important to note, outside of 1 special Karakia tile right here, you're not going to be able to draw any more cards. So those 9 cards have to last you the 7 turns. Or you pass, which obviously is not a real conducive action. So what are the different actions you can do? Pass. Very simple. I choose to take no action this turn. The main one is going to be placing birds. So depending on what bird cards you play and what the active terrain is, you can choose any of the locations in which to play birds. Everyone has 2 types of birds in their tableau. All right, so you have birds and then the leader of the pack. So we each have 4 leaders, which are the larger meeples. Again, prototype materials, so keep that in mind. And then we have, I'll be honest, I forgot to count. I want to say it's about 15
I don't know. I can count them real
of the
quick.
little birds. All right. So on your turn, if you play a card with 4 birds,
16.
16. There we go. You're limited by the number of pieces that you have in your little cup here. So if a coastal card comes out and I choose to play in a coastal region, I play one of the birds that has the 4 bird symbols on it, I can place 4 birds out here. Very simple. All right? Birds are not leaders. Leaders are birds, but birds are not leaders. Because the next thing you can do on your turn as an option is place leaders. So, first off, to place a leader, you have to play a card that has 2 honor symbols, which are the 2 circles on them, randomized before the game. And these are going to represent anybody that plays a leader into that region will be able to claim it. And you have everything from their one-time use little rule breakers in addition to your turn. So place more birds. You can, when we talk about attacking, victory points at the end of the first half or the second half, depending on when they're claimed. 2 honor, which you would need to be able to place subsequent leaders. Karakia symbols to be able to claim the tiles, and I think that's about it. All right. So place birds, place leaders. Very simple. Moving on, attack and place birds. So if we had flipped up one of those one of the terrain cards that shows an attack symbol, and there is a type of mammal in the display that has that type of attack. So for instance, that is a possum?
It is a possum.
All right, a possum. If there is a possum card already in the display, say for instance, like so, then he immediately attacks. If there are multiple possums, they will all attack, but one at a time. And how does this happen? We take one of the little tiles out here. On the attack side, there is an attack side with the attack symbol. On the back side, there is none, which is going to be if we sell, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. If you attack, it starts always in region 1 and goes through the different region numbers, 1 through 12. If the prerequisites there are, is there a stronghold there? We haven't talked about strongholds, which we'll get into more in a little bit. But if there's a stronghold, they're immune from any further attack that half of the game. Then, if there's a stronghold, he would then go into region 2. If there is no mammal nor a stronghold, he attacks. So what does that mean? He comes in here. Whoever has the most number of birds in there gets first chance to fight them off. To fight them off, you need that arrow symbols on cards that you play out of your hand. Any number of cards is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, however. You must equal or surpass that number. If you do, that player claims that tile. They've taken it, or either way, they take it into their possession. It's going to be worth 1 point, or depending on who attacks, various points, 1 through 4, and they staved off attack. If the player who has the most birds in that location elects not to for one reason or another, then it goes to whoever is second, so on and so forth. If no one defends, if no one fights them off, Every bird that is in that location comes back to their owner. The good news is it comes back into your supply. It's not out of the game. Bad news, you just got wiped out of that area. And the tile stays until someone then goes into attack and place birds, which is the third option that we can do. In that, it must be the active terrain type. It always must be the active terrain type. It must be a mammal present there. You must spend fight symbols just like as if an attack were currently going on instead of you attacking them. And if so, then as long as you hit that number, you take that tile. And then the nice thing, the difference between when an attack happens to you versus when you plan the attack, you then get to place birds out there by playing more cards. You can't use the bird symbols that are on the cards that you use to attack, but you can use more cards out there. And when you do, you get to repopulate the land. And last but not least, we place a stronghold out there, which then makes it immune from attack further in this turn, or in this half of the game. So if a new attack were to happen, can't go to 1, there's a stronghold. Can't go to 2 because there's a mammal there, or there's a stronghold there. Then it would go on to 3, so on and so forth. If all the areas are immune from attack, either from an infestation of mammals, mammalia, if you will, or there's strongholds out there, well then they don't attack. Pretty simple. The last action that you can do, other than the pass that I mentioned at the beginning, is selling land, which really makes me feel pretty dirty that you're kind of selling out to the British. Mm-hmm. Again, it's...
We'll talk about similarities to an infamous traffic later.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, good deal. All right, so selling land, how can you do it? Again, must be the active terrain type. No surprise there. However, unlike for placing leaders, you don't have to have the most birds there, but you do have to be able to you must be present to be a sellout. Mm-hmm. You can't just sell out by carrier pigeon, right? All right?
You got to have at least some feather in it. Skin in the game, sorry.
Thank you, right, it happened. Right, I hear you, right. All right, so then on top of that, there must be mammals in the card display. So these guys can either attack or buy the land, which I think is pretty kind of historic in a really dark kind of way, that you can either sell out to these guys or, they'll try and invade and kill you. So there must be at least one mammal. So in this case, there is a mammal there. There cannot be a mammal present, meaning it can't have been invaded already. Or if it was, it must be exterminated or at that point. Then the active player removes all but one of their birds from the area, and then all the other players' birds remain. So it probably doesn't behoove you to do it when you're in the lead, because you now only have one bird left. And what would happen then, going back to our talking about there, you're going to place your one remaining bird out there. So those would go away. This guy would go on top to show who owns leadership, or who sold out. And this way, he's going to score an additional point at the end of the round, or at the end of the first period. However, important to note, that territory is forever locked, meaning nobody can add to or remove any birds. One exception, again, rule breakers out here. And in addition to that, that land will never be invaded. Why? They own it. The mammals don't care. They own it. They don't need to invade their own land in that case. All right. I misspoke earlier. There is one last action, which is the Karakia tiles, which those will require, and Matt, if you'll take care of that for me. The Karakia tiles. So if you play a bird that has Karakia symbols, you can purchase one or two of these tiles, which are rule breakers. So using one symbol or two symbols, the only rule on claiming one or two of these is it can't be two of the exact same. So for instance, these that allow you to draw an extra card, you can't buy two of those at the same turn. You can buy one on one turn, and then maybe I buy another, and then say this one on a later turn. That's totally okay, and there's no limit to the number that you can have in front of you. So what do? Draw cards. These help you in battle, +2 on the battle. These allow you to swap 3 cards, so discard 3, draw 3. So if you don't like your hand draw, fix it right here. This allows you to place a stronghold, out in any region that you choose. This one allows you to move 1 or 2 birds from any one location to any one location. And last but not least, and this one really can be very, very helpful, especially later in the game, is ignore all the terrain. So if you don't like the terrain that you have to work with, get one of these guys and you can play wherever you want. The catch, whatever tile that you choose this turn cannot be used this turn. It must be in a subsequent turn.
This tile here where you move birds, those must be your own birds?
They must be your own birds,
Okay.
and it's only from one location to one so you couldn't take a bird from 1 and 5 and move them to 7, or you couldn't take 2 from 5 and move 1 to 8 and 10. That you can't do. Cool? And then, like I said, pass. After we all have taken one action every round, we're going to pass the duchy, we're going to pass the first player marker, take a new turn. So it's important to note here, whoever's first, it's going to be 6 turns or 6 actions before you get another turn. And it's gonna suck, and it's going to go around the table, so we share in the suck in that respect. All right? So after we have taken all the 14 terrain tiles and played them, then we're going to score victory points. Area majority game, right? Or area control. Whoever's first and second of the different locations is going to score first and second points respectively. If there's a tie, whoever has the leader will score the higher amount. If there's no leader, then, and this is important, it's not add and divide like it is in a lot of other games. In this case, it's just take the first player or the first place number, divide it. If even, great. If not, round down, not in your favor.
Ooh.
And then if tied, obviously, there would be no second place given. At that point, we're also, I should note, the volcano area is 7 points for first place. However, the volcano track will deduct points based on for both first and second. So if the marker were up here at -2, it's actually 5 and 2. And it never resets. So once the volcano explodes, that's all she wrote. Then, defeated mammals. So if anybody has defeated any of these guys, they're going to score that amount. Or if anybody has sold to the mammals, like we had shown earlier, they would add those points as well. We'll peg those on the victory point track. And then any leader tiles that score as well. All these leader tiles that are out here are one-time use. You can use them whenever you want. However, these score once, then they're discarded. And the others are whenever the player chooses to use them, they're discarded, and then that's it. Then we go into tidy up, which is really easy. Any cards remaining in your hand, you have to discard. So it's important to note, you don't get to carry forward any cards. You're going to get a new hand of cards, so you might as well use them if you can, right? Then we're going to remove any strongholds that are left on the board and then reshuffle. And this is very important. The 14 terrain that we used, we're going to shuffle those 14 back into the 16 that weren't used, then deal out 14 more, rinse and repeat, game on.
Yep.
All right? So without further ado, if any questions, Matt?
I did not see any.
All right, cool. Then let's let the feathers fly, yeah?
Yes.
Cool. So we've, let's see, Matt, Amanda, and I, this will be our third play of the game. Mike, this will be your second play, right?
It will.
All right, cool. And we're all obviously experienced gamers as well as area control gamers. And the game, I think, plays 3 to 5. So area control games tend to play better with more players. We're definitely enjoying the 4-player game for what it's worth. So, all right, cool. All right, so actually, I will show you guys my hand as long as everyone promises not to look. All right, so here we go. Yeah, bring it over here. There we go. So we have 9. Let's organize this, and I'll worry about showing you all here in a second. So everybody has 9 cards in their hand. Oh, and if I didn't mention this, it's important to note you are piece limited, and I think I did. So it is possible to run out of birds and then make lemons or lemonade out of lemons, right? So there we go. So there's my hand to give you guys an idea. Stop looking. Quit cheating, all of you. Okay, I'm still going to kick their butts. So now would be a good time to place your bets on who you think's going to win. It's an area control game. i.e. similar in some ways, the dominant species. I'm just saying who you should vote on, you know.
I don't know. I'm finding it a little hard to swallow.
Randomize turn order, sir, and let's do it.
May the bird jokes begin.
Yes,
Yes.
game on with the bird puns.
I may not
The
win
more
the game,
better.
but I will make a good effort on the bird jokes.
Okay, all right. All right, so
Peck us
that
to
is
death one at a time.
yes. All right, death by 1,000 pecks.
Indeed.
Mike, you start, sir.
All right, let's see some cards then, shall we? Right?
Actually, you guys can kind of see my cards this way, so I'll do that. Whereas it's too small for them to see, so this works out.
So we get terrain cards first, yeah?
Oh yeah. So first terrain card. All right, is a rat. There is no rat. We ignore it. So note, though, the coastal areas are the ones that are available.
Rat attack.
Oh, right off the bat.
Vesuvius seeds. Not
Wow.
really Vesuvius. Bear with me. You know,
All right.
for
He says it every time.
yeah, downfall of Pompeii.
What is the name of a volcano in New Zealand?
I was actually going to look that up before we started, and I got tied up looking up. I actually was looking up bibliographies that people could read about for the history of the Maori Wars. It starts around the British Empire. This became a British colony in 1840.
Okay.
And so there is the Maori Wars, which actually is another game by Compass Games, which is coming out, which the map looks gorgeous. But it's not the animals as humans or the human traits as animals. It's actually the humans. So it's just fascinating the different ways that you can look at the history of this. And I think this is going to be really an attractive way to teach younger folks.
That's what I was just about to say. This
History.
is perfect for children.
Yep. And regular gamers.
Well, yeah, obviously, but because it's cute animals and cute art and
As opposed to blood and guts
yes,
and
as opposed
I
to
gotcha.
terrifying
Yep.
people.
All right.
Giovanni said, "Nice hat."
I saw.
Here's a card I'm going to play.
All right.
Tui. And we're...
And actually, we'll use this as a discard area. That'll work.
All right.
Cool.
Tui is going to settle his little clutch of 3 chicky chicks here in Area 4.
All right. And the areas available are the coastal regions, which are 1, 4, and 7, and the mountains, which are 2 and 11 right now. Amanda.
Yes. I am going to.
And let's see. Andrew says Hinatapaka.
Okay, go.
Your guess is as good as mine on that one.
All right. There's a lot of volcanoes down there. That makes sense. I
7.
mean, it's an island, right?
Done.
All right.
That was a real clutch play there, Amanda.
Oh, and so it begins. I'm going to send the flock over here. Now, this is taking a risk. We have learned because Area 1, it's worth 5, and I don't want to go to head or beak to beak with either Amanda or Mike right off the bat. However, if there's an invasion, the first area that they're going to come is Area 1.
Yep.
So something to keep
Might
in
be a
mind.
good
Keep
idea
abreast
to
of.
Right.
make sure that you have plenty of arrowheads.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, as everyone sees, I have a plethora.
Hefe.
Of course, thank you, Andrew.
And
You picked
someone-
the hardest one to pronounce for
Thanks, Andrew, because nothing's funnier than watching me struggle trying. I can't even speak English words. Anthropo. I'll get it.
Anthro,
Right. Anthro.
po,
Po.
Morphized.
Anthropomorphized.
Anthropomorphized.
There you go.
See,
You got
easy,
it.
Easy game.
All right. Well, since
Marine. Okay. All right.
Oh, stop it. And then you wonder why people are
Since
like, "Oh,
I am last in turn order, my
But first in our hearts.
my options are a bit more limited as you filled up
Right
those.
here.
No, not true. Now you could play in the coastal areas.
Oh, good.
Okay.
And I will.
We'll play in the coastal or the
I'm going
mountains.
to play 2 cards, however, and I'm going to place 5. Now, don't lay an egg or anything,
Right.
but they're going right here.
Really? In Area 1?
In Area 1. Oh, that's it.
That's unnecessary.
God, it's turned into a cockfight already.
Seriously, this is terrible.
Lay down, guys.
All right. All right. So that's the end of the first round. So now we pass the first player marker.
Me.
Amanda becomes first. We get rid of the terrain cards. 2 new terrain cards. The rats
Rat
attack.
attack.
There are none.
Possum attack.
All right, there are none. So far so good. Which is, we found this is pretty normal. We got to obviously seed.
It's worth noting here, and somebody will ask us eventually. This is not a beaver.
Yeah, this is not his teeth.
See, and that never occurred to me.
No, me and Mike both thought it was his teeth.
No,
Yeah,
he's
a religious rodent.
Yeah.
But
He is.
it looks like teeth.
It looks
No.
like it's his lapels.
Yeah.
Yes.
It took me like 3 days to figure out that wasn't his teeth.
People are saying we're cracking them up.
Oh.
Yeah, Todd said that bird puns were awkward.
I love you all.
Okay, let's see. So we have forest and the volcano. So let's go ahead and put some people in the forest.
All right.
Let's put some birdies in the forest. Let's do. I keep trying to look at who they are. The Tui? Yes.
Okay.
Let's put a Tui. Oh, perfect. Thank you. And we will put 3 in 6. Done.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and bring out the big bird and throw 4 into the volcano. They'll die. They'll die heroes.
Oh, but it smells like KFC.
It does. I resent that you beat me to that.
All right.
I'm hungry.
Oh, hey, Tony Boydell's here. What's up, Tony? I can see that it's not a beaver.
I'm
Yes.
going to play this guy here
Which
for the.
I think I wrote those wrong. I think that's the
That's the kiwi.
kiwi.
That's definitely
Yeah.
a kiwi.
Yeah, it's kiwi.
That is a
All right.
kiwi.
Yeah.
There you go. All
So
right.
for 2 honor,
Okay. So interesting to note. So he's placing a leader. You have to play 2 honor to do so, and you must either be tied for the lead or be the leader. However, Matt, you cannot do so because we are not in a coastal. So,
of course not.
Right.
I always forget. I knew somebody was going to forget that. It just happened to be me first.
It did. And we found ourselves doing that a number of times. Prerequisite number 1. What terrain are we playing in? Focus in that.
Yeah.
Sure. So I'll play a Moa instead.
Okay.
And we'll put 2 down here.
And let's do the same.
All
Here's
right. Another Moa. All right.
And let's
The
go.
same but different.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing that I'm thinking Mike's thinking about is leader tokens. Which leader token does he want if he's able to play a leader there in a subsequent turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, that's the end of the round. I become first player, which should stay that way. New terrain cards.
Rat attack.
Oh, no rats. Stop that. I just lost the point. All right, stop
All right.
that.
Forests and coastal areas.
All right, now Matt can try without cheating to do what it was that he wanted to do. Wow, I really not super keen on my options right now. I am going to play a Tui. Not a rat.
It's
To
a
Tui.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it is.
All right, so 3 birds are going to come out here to a forest because that is one of the active terrains, and I will come there by myself. Good? Matt?
I think I shall do what I tried to do last
Okay,
time.
so 2 honor to place a leader. He can place it there. And he takes the leader token, which is going to give him 2 points at the end of the game, or end of the first half of the game.
Kiwi. Big Elvis bird. Thank you very much.
And that's going to be 2 additional attack for if and when the attacks come. Squirrel?
I conceptualize that my color being 50s aqua, then I'm the Elvis birds.
Yes, Mike, we've gotten a couple of good ones. We have.
All right. I am going to play a kiwi and do the same thing. And which one do I
A lot of
want?
chest puffing going on here recently.
I think I will you'll get the points.
Yeah, if you're that, I'm thinking I'm flamingos.
like
Not
it.
really native
No.
to New Zealand, but I get that. I
Nor
guess
is Elvis.
bird.
Yeah, Big Bird's not native to New Zealand either.
All right.
I'm sure
All right.
PBS gets broadcast there.
So that's the end of that round. New terrain cards, and we are
Rat attack.
no rats. We need to draw a card. There we go. We finally get to draw one. The first one is a dog. All right. So if we get a dog attack, it's going to be 6 strength, and they're going to attack region 1 to first. And in that case, Matt would have the honor of defending our homeland first because he has the majority of birds in the homeland.
That I do. So currently we have forest and volcano.
Oh, hey, welcome, Paul. And thanks, everybody that's watching. Forgot to welcome y'all. I am a terrible host. I'm sorry.
Come here.
Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
I'm going to do something similar that I did last time.
You did it the
Oh.
wrong way.
OCD girl here. All right.
And since we have forest, I do that.
Yep. And you have the majority there. You're good. Taking another, what is that? 2 birds?
2 birds.
Okay. With
1 token.
1 token.
Good grief.
More chest puffing.
Wow.
It's a lot of chest puffing.
There's a lot of honor amongst birds
You
right
get
now.
it? Chest puffing.
Yeah.
See what I did?
Well,
Yeah.
wait, the
Yeah.
puffins are further south, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, they are.
Well, no, they're in the pantry for Asher.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes.
Okay, I am gonna spend my favorite guy, the Kakapo, to get
Oh, Karakia tiles.
Karakia tile. I'm gonna get the one where you can do it in any area.
Just one of
Just
them.
one of them,
So-
unfortunately.
She has 2
Oh, I didn't realize I
Karakia
had you too.
symbols. She could have gotten 2 of the singles, but she chose the higher power.
Correct.
The Loam Doctor says, also, this is bringing me back to the flock. Easily stale worker placement area control with Emotep brinksmanship. All right, cool. I really am not super keen on my draw, but I will make lemons or lemonade out of lemons. So I'm gonna play. Let's see, we have 2 attack, 2 honor. Yeah, I'm gonna play a couple of different birds, 1 each for the honor. To be able to place a leader, must go into a forest. I will do that, which will then give me the 2 honor to then be able to use subsequently. All right, end of the round. Mike becomes first player. We move the terrain token or terrain tiles. And how many do we have left? We're on the penultimate turn coming in. No,
3
three
turns remaining.
left. All right.
You've heard this before. Rat attack.
Wow. And remember, all of these 14 are going to be mixed back in.
2 cards. Another dog.
All right. So if a dog attacks, there will be 2 dog
And
attacks.
an actual rat.
All right. Now, important to note, even though there's a rat attack out there, it came before the drawing of the cards. Had it been the other order, he would then attack.
Yep.
All right. All right, Mike, your honor, sir.
Mama Pukeko.
Oh, Kevin. All right. So for those that don't know, Kevin in chat is the publisher. He is Ape Games. He says, folks are really leadering up. Wow. Good thing I don't have a podcast or something.
For example,
Oh, another one. He says, I
Boing.
played this game over a dozen times, and I think this has to be a record. Usually there's not that much honor available. We are an honorable flock, Kevin. An honorable flock.
all right, I placed a leader there.
All right. So what do we got? We got grasslands, and we have coastlines, huh? Man, I need to be smart here. I will go ahead and play another Tui. Stay away from the rat. I know, it's
That's really
terrible.
bad.
I know. Yeah. Because grassland, good, done. Matt?
I will play a Moa and my leader token. Sorry, it's straight up to me. And I will place 4 and make Edward lay another egg.
Will you stop that? There's no need.
You
All
feel
right.
like you're being henpecked?
Seriously. All right, the penultimate round of the first half of the game.
It's not a rat attack.
Okay.
There's a
cards,
lot of
though.
stuff out there.
There's a
Now,
possum.
before you flip this one, if I didn't stress, the weasels always attack the moment they come out.
It's another dog.
It would have been really funny. You would have thought
You did it twice last night.
Yes, he did.
So a dog attack is going to get really, really ugly
Yeah.
because there's now 3 dogs.
Really ugly.
That is a
Really
massive
ugly.
battalion of pooch.
It is.
Will you stop taking points out of my
Well,
pouch,
yeah.
my nest?
Let's see. What do I want to do now? So we have grasslands and more forest.
So far, the only interaction we've had on the board is Matt
I'm
pecking
going,
on me.
Well, I'm
You're
about
taking all the really good places.
I'm about to pack back. So I'm going
Alright.
to use 2 more porks to lay down 4 birdies
Okay,
in the grassland up there with
Mike.
Michael.
Yeah, I like that.
Get out of my nesting range.
All right, so we have grasslands and we have forests, and you know what? I have an affinity with the Tui. You know what? You didn't see that. I was just kidding.
He doesn't have an affinity
Right,
with
I will, more pork?
because he only has 2 birds left.
Right, I only have dos birdos. 2. So now, Matt cannot play a leader there.
I hope
the
that was
tiebreaker.
the last bird dropping we're going to see from you for a while.
It is, because out. All right,
So-
sir.
You have now forced my hand. I must add some moa to that area.
Oh, that's so bad. So let me show. Okay, real quick. After Mike takes his turn, I want to show you guys this and get your opinion on this.
Let us be fleet of wing and use up 2 honor to get. Thank you very much.
All right, because they're tied for the lead. So therefore, as long as you're tied, you can place a leader. And Mike snaked it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Boom.
All right, last round for the first half of the game.
More rodents.
Oh, all right, so we now have
2 possums.
2 possums, 1 rat, 3 dogs, and
Another possum.
Another possum.
or no,
Another
another rat.
Rat,
There we
sorry.
go. Here. All
Totally
right,
looks like a possum.
there we go.
He's really cute. I really do.
Wow, you would have think it would have been impossible. Nothing
Wow, yeah,
happens.
blank. All right.
Never seen that one.
Right. I don't know what to do with this case. Yeah, I do. I think. All right. So forest or volcano. So what I'm thinking here is I have no birds. I have no Karakia tiles. So I can place a leader, which I'm leaning towards, with my honor. And it does look like that's going to be worth 5 points. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spend my 2 honor with my leader tile. Place a leader out in the volcano. And then I will play a Tui. No, that's not a Tui. I'm sorry. It's more pork for a single Karakia tile.
Oh, don't forget to take your token over there.
Oh, good call. Thank you. It's the attack. Thank you. And, you know what? Let's go ahead and play a little offense. So I will keep those handy or, keep them under my wing for when I need them next round. Because, again, we are in the first area over here, the line of defense. Matt, your honor, sir. So I ended up having 1 card left. So that's actually going to be wasted, as it were.
I was holding on to these guys, hoping for a dog attack.
They can't
Yeah.
see that.
Me too.
So I had 2 eagles just
Nice.
waiting for a dog to show up.
Which
Never did.
Right.
So I'm going to play them for the honor instead,
Okay.
and I'm going to place another leader right here. I don't
Wow.
know those.
And now note that you can only have, again, 1 leader per area, period. So we can't have joint leaders there. Somebody's got to be the leader of the flock. So Matt has 3 of his 4 leaders out. All right, Mike.
I feel like I've had my head in the sand for most of the game.
If you want some MOA, here's some MOA.
Well, let's see. I have a virtual stranglehold on every place I'm at. Well,
There's a lot of birds out there. This is the most that I've seen in the first half of the game so far in our 3 plays.
let's go on some migratory routes here. I
Okay.
have 2 cards left for 4 birds.
And you do, in fact, have the birds.
I do have the birds. I ran out of birds last night, and it was not pleasant. So let's go into some place that I can take the majority.
Here, while you're thinking, Mike.
How about
you
right
got it. All right.
here?
Okay, and Amanda, bring us home for the last action.
All right. I am going to use, who is he? He is
The Kia. Yep.
Kia, because I had an eagle as well. But
Waiting for defense,
Yep.
right?
So I'm going to...
Technically, you hold on to the eagle right now.
Oh, okay.
There you go. All right.
So I'm going to use him and this to place 1 bird here.
Yeah, because she gets to ignore the terrain requirements, so that's a free 3 points.
Do these carry forward?
They do. All right, as
Excellent.
long as they're not spent. The exception being the victory point tokens.
These guys.
All right, so now we are through the first half of the game, and now we move the first player token again, and now we score majorities. So we'll go in order for areas. So here we go. So Matt is going to score 5. I'm going to score 2.
They're stuck together.
Area 2, nobody home. Area 3 is going to be, it looks like 3 for blue, which is Mike. I'm sorry, 6 for Mike.
Thank
Sorry.
you very much.
And 3 for Amanda. Then it's going to be 5 for Mike.
Oh,
Then 5 is 6 for Matt. 3 for me. Area 6. Here, actually, we can get rid of these guys now. There we go.
4 for Amanda.
Yep. 7 is going to be 5 for Amanda. 8 is going to be 4 for Mike. 4 for me. Then it looks like 4 for Mike. 2 for Amanda.
Oh, yeah, that one.
2 for Amanda. And Amanda's snaking 3. And I get 7 minus the 2, which is going to be 5. Crazy that we had no invasions, but boy,
Yeah, it's kinda-
is it lined up for a whole bunch. So real quick, before we go into the second half, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this guy. So the look in his face, I think he's like, huh? And
I think he's
Amanda's like, come at me, Moa.
What?
Come at me. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, moving on. All right. We also score the leader tiles, and there's no attack and no selling. So we don't have any of these tiles out here yet. There will be plenty of that in the second half. So the leader tiles, however, Matt's going to score 2 for his. Amanda's going to score 2 for hers. And those are out of the game. 2 for Amanda, please. So, all right. So we have Amanda and Mike tied at 19. Me in third with 14. And Matt ever so close with 13. So now we discard any remaining hand cards, which, Mike, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Then remove any strongholds. There were no attacks, so no strongholds. This is unlike any of the games we played, which is a good sign,
Yeah.
I think. And then reshuffled all the terrain cards. We dealt out 14 of the terrain cards, and we get new hand cards. Light teal. All right, fine. All right. All right, so I have definitely a much different hand this time.
groan.
Hey, remember you can exchange 3 for 3.
That will be happening.
All right. So let me organize, and I will show my flock. And Matt starts this half, but give me a second here. Don't look at the screen. All right, so here we go, guys.
I
And
see.
gals. So ignore that one.
You can go ahead and
There we
put the location tiles out.
go. All right.
More mammals.
All right, hold on. I will switch back so you guys can show them. All right, more mammals. And here comes a weasel.
Weasel attack.
All right, so we have our first attack. These guys attack instantly, so the card goes away. The tile comes out here. He attacks in 1 because there is no mammal, nor is there a stronghold. Matt, because you have majority, it is your honor, sir, if you would like to defend with 5 attack and claim the 4 points. Or the choice comes to me.
I would actually like to get some birds back, so I'm gonna let that go.
Okay. So I, however, will not allow that to stand. So therefore, I will have the honor amongst our flock and tell him to get the flock out of here. So we got 1 attack. There's 3. There's 5.
That's a way to talon.
All right. So he comes there. These all go out. A stronghold gets placed exactly like that. This comes back over here. The leader token is out, and the discard. You know what? Now that you guys have seen the discards, we'll actually take them out of the way because we actually have possums.
So this is the second card from that.
All right. Wow. So we now have, to recap, 3 dogs, 3 rats, 2 possums, and no weasels, but they pop as soon as they go.
2 more.
Good lord.
There's going to be a lot of death and destruction, so we know how. Oh my! Well, it's just a matter of time. There's going to be a lot of birds, a lot of feathers flying.
Yeah,
I think this half of the game.
It's gonna be a lot of it. Oh yes.
All right, so Matt, begin, sir.
They're just waiting out on ships, just waiting.
They're all just standing there like, ah!
Amphibious assault. Wait, no, mammalian assault.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yes,
sorry. Okay.
Get it right. Right, so anyway, so it's forest
Kevin's
and mountains.
Kevin's remembering the puns for the
Yeah.
next time. Seriously, if you can't have fun doing this, this is awesome to me. I
Yeah,
think.
literally.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna play this guy here, with
Which
the
is
2 stars.
It's a kakapo.
Okay.
I will get one
Yeah,
of
it's probably
these
smart.
Yep.
and one of these.
Get it up to the edge of the board so they can see it. There you go. A little bit there. All right, so, yep, that is 2 Karakia tiles here.
Same 2.
All right, sir. And again, they cannot take 2 of the identical same ones. All right? So,
And then.
because that was just as your bonus action.
And then I'm also going to play Kakapo.
Now, this is a second separate action.
Yes.
Ergo, you can take the other attack token if you wish. Oh, gonna discard your cards. Okay, 3 for 3.
That's 1.
Uh-huh.
And winter is coming.
Well, it is wintertime down there, isn't it, right now? Because they're in the southern hemisphere, right?
Yeah,
All right.
they're coming to winter.
I'm gonna play 2.
They can't see that.
Play 2 moas
Here, I go. Okay.
for the 2 honor
All right.
to place right there.
And that is a mountain terrain, so that is legit.
Moa.
Oh boy, I'm
I
questioning
like
whether or
it.
not I should have taken the weasel or not. You know, I'm going to play
Kakapo.
Kakapo to go ahead and take 2 Karakia tiles as well, or I'm actually only going to take 1 Karakia tile, and we're going to. I'm considering the stronghold one, looking at, because I know the attacks are coming, and I can only defend so much. So actually I will take the stronghold Karakia tile. But I can't use it the turn I got it. That's the end of the first round. Pass the first player, get rid of the terrain, and get ready for hell. Hell is coming.
On fluffy justice
Yes.
is upon us.
Rat attack!
All right. So
Right.
there are 3 rats. So we go 3 attacks. So there is a stronghold in 1. We skip that. So 1 attacks in 2. There's nobody to defend. So that leader tile then gets ate up. It goes away. So sorry. Now the next one goes into 3 because there is no mammalia, nor is there a stronghold. So Mike.
All right, so this is a 6-point region. I'm not struggling to get birds back in the nest. I'd rather keep the 6 points, so I'm going to beat this guy down.
All right.
4, huh?
So real quick. So this is the first one. He's gone.
Here's 2.
There. The second one is now under attack right now. Okay.
Here's 4.
All right. He hath been defeated. So you take the tile and put a stronghold out there, please, sir. And the third and final bird attack, Amanda. It is, I'm sorry, Mike again. Sorry, yeah.
Well, well, well. So, the next time I will be attacked is 5, 6, 7, 8. So hold for 5 points. Yes, hold the line, brothers. Oh, my feathered brothers, hold the line. There's 2. Oh. 3, 4.
All right.
Costly.
It was, but they died heroes.
Ah, yes, and that is why it smells like fried chicken.
All right. Cool. So there's the, now note, that's the first half of the attack,
Yeah.
or the first terrain.
Rat attack.
Oh,
There's
no more
another
gnats.
thing.
Or gnats, really? Gnats would be a lot easier than rats, I
Rats.
think. All right, cool.
Yeah, you could just go.
So now, for the first time, we actually have one of the actions available to us, which is attack in place birds.
But you can't.
Right, fair enough. I'm just, well, unless somebody has the terrain tile, which nobody does, all right?
All right, I'm going to invoke the Great Exchange of Birds.
So discarding 3 cards. Who has been found wanting? Who's going hungry?
The mother duck really doesn't need to hatch out quite so many nowadays, now that we're down to 3 in the gene pool, so I think those are getting recycled.
All right, so those 3, you draw 3 new ones, and the tile, sir.
Okay, sort of helpful. Come on, give me a hawk. All right.
Giovanni's talking baseball in there. Yeah, it's pretty weird that the Rocks are atop the what? They're actually they're in Cincinnati right now. So go Reds. I'm taping the game, so please, I'll watch it later.
Can I also expend this guy?
You can.
Let's do that right
Get
now.
a new card as well,
You
an
get it.
additional card, I should say.
Oh, good grief! Does it never end?
Is there no sort of bird
Solace.
bird
Oh,
bird?
chat.
Oh, good call. Bird contraceptive here.
No, not over here. Good caw. Is that what you said?
Yes, good call.
I thought
Good
that's
call.
what you said.
Good call.
All right, thanks.
All right. I'm going to spend the Karakia tile to get the ignore terrain one.
All right.
Thank you.
And for your action, put it up
gonna-
here, man.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to play 2 more porks.
I keep thinking of the Neil Gaiman game when you talk about that. So 2 Karakia tiles, which okay.
I'm going to take an attack and a draw card.
All right. So I will. You know what? First and foremost, I will spend the stronghold to place a stronghold in 9, please. Thank you. Then I will play the
Kakapo.
Kakapo to go ahead and take those 2 tiles. There we go. This is the most Karakia tiles that I've seen.
Oh. We played what, 4 whole tiles last night.
Right, and now I mean we're just sucking them up. So I love the variability of the games that we've played so far.
Nope. really all have been completely different.
That should be there. Sorry. Okay.
All right.
Cool. Matt.
I'm going to take an action that has yet to be done so far.
Oh, here comes maybe no.
I'm going to sell this area to the
They
dogs.
can't see. All right. So explain how to sell.
All right, so down there, well, actually, maybe not even that guy. Sorry, this guy. All right, so to sell here,
And it must be the active terrain, which it is.
active terrain, and it is,
And you must have someone there. You
which I do.
You told him to.
Sorry.
And I need to just, right now, I just need to meet this level of honor on the dogs right now, which is 3.
You could sell to the possums if you wish, though.
But if there had been somebody else that had sold something previously, it would be 4, and then 5, 6, depending on how many others. So I'm going to sell to this guy here for 3, right
So
there.
it flips to the other side. I think the leader goes away.
Does the leader
The
go away?
leader goes away,
That's
and your
okay as well?
regular. There we go. But Amanda, stay there.
Interesting to note, that's another way to get birds back.
That is a fair point. That's something I hadn't thought about. So there's still 3 dogs left, right? You took one?
I took 1, yes.
Okay. So there's still 3 dogs left. Ready to fight. That passes to
But
Amanda.
down there, that gives me 5 points, where I was only going to get 2 before.
Fair point. Ha.
More rodents.
Oh boy. No, mammals.
Mammals.
Not necessarily rodents. Okay, in this case it's a rodent, but yes. Yeah, I figure it's not going to score. I wish it would just hurry up and erupt
And
so I
now
can get
you-
my birds back.
Now you don't care.
Right, because that's only worth 4 points to me. The chat's all over the place today. I love it. That's cool. All right, so Amanda's up first.
Yeah.
Hmm. What are you thinking?
I don't know what to do.
It's only forest, right?
Yeah,
You have birds left?
I do, but I don't know that there's any point in putting them out right now.
Why? It's points, right?
How is it points? Oh, yeah, I
Minority.
guess
Yeah.
so, yeah.
You can also go anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, then I will play a 2E. And put out 3 birdies in, let's do it in 9, since it already has a stronghold.
You better call somebody.
Yeah!
All right. So we're looking at only forests. I still can't place birds, but I can. You know what? I'm going to play these 2 for the Karakia symbols. So that's 2 Karakia symbols. I'm going to take the go flying. So I can't spend that one, but I could spend either of those. And you know what? I will. I will discard these 3, get rid of that, and go ahead and get 3 new ones. And that's the end of my turn.
Apparently you take the 3 into your hand and then discard.
Oh,
From
okay.
all of them.
Oh, okay. Easy enough. So here, let me pull those 3 back.
It's a better cycling.
Yes, it is. All right, cool. All right, Matt, go ahead.
It's the same cycling as in
So
Great
that,
Western Trail.
Yeah.
that actually will definitely change what I'm doing here. So I will
Firstly,
get rid of those.
I'll play that to get
Draw
one
another
more
card. Cool. Good call, Kevin. Thank you. All right.
And then
We're ready to fight a whole lot more now.
I shall play the 2 war porks
Okay.
from Hank. And I will take the stronghold.
All right. All right. Mike, final turn here, or final turn of the round. There we go.
I finally paid attention.
Right.
Thanks, York.
About what?
About that that you could discard.
Oh, right. Yep. All right.
You get a
What are you thinking?
I'm going to play this
Okay.
to put out 2 of the final birdies
For now.
for now, into here.
All right. To leech,
Leech, yes.
2 points.
To snipe, 2 points.
Also a bird. I get it.
Did you? I was
I got
hoping you
it.
would.
I got
We
it.
didn't
I was
need to
hoping you
point
would.
that out. Yeah, it's a
All right, so that
foregone
was
conclusion.
that wasn't that just your
Yeah,
Right.
now you
Oh.
actually take an action, sir.
You're right. Well, let it never be said that I am not a complete sellout to the man.
Sell into a
That
dog.
that would be 4.
That would be 4
That would be
because
4.
Matt has already sold one and it's 1 additional honor, so it makes it harder to be a sellout as you
Yep.
go along. And there you go. Is it me? Is it wrong that the Kiwis are selling out Kiwi land? No.
It just doesn't seem right.
It really
They
does.
seem like such nice birds.
Right? Seriously, turncoats. All right, take
feathers.
take a dog
Take a dog.
and
And the dog goes here.
well, the good news is you're still going to get 4 points, Amanda, but he's in line for 5.
The big jerk.
Caw.
Make sure that
What are you looking for?
I'm making sure that my leader doesn't go away.
No, nothing
yours
stays.
stays.
Nothing leaves for you.
Oh, okay.
It's only the person that sells out.
Okay.
Only one of them remain to
Okay.
be governor.
Govna? No. Other players' birds remain, but leader is removed. That's what I thought.
Oh,
Ooh.
good call. I'm glad somebody here is paying attention. All right, pass the first player marker and get ready for death and destruction.
More.
This is the most that we've seen so far.
Doggies.
Dog attack.
Dog
All
attack.
right. Well, there's only 2 of them. So where do they go, guys?
First one's here
Why?
because stronghold, mammal, stronghold, stronghold.
There we go. It is your honor, sir. And the reason is because he has majority. They're coming home if you don't fight them. I'm just letting you know now. So if you want them home, great. If you want them to stay, you better fight. Intimidation.
All right, well, they can come home then.
All right, so Matt is passing.
In other words, as quoted by Gandalf the Grey, fly, you fools.
Yes.
Well, it's only worth 3 points, which would make that 6 for me. I could defend him. I choose not to. I would like a little bit of flexibility. So everything dies in that area. That's worth it to me. The dog stays. And there's no leader token to be had. So now we begin. I'm first up.
Next dog.
Oh, good call. So that's
Just
one
continued,
of the
yes.
dogs. So that goes away.
So
And one
no,
more dog.
No.
No.
Already sold
7.
out.
Yep.
There we go.
Yes.
Amanda.
And that's this dog.
It is. Yorick's full of critiques today. He says Kiwis and Moa can't fly. Were you there? Were you around when the Moa survived?
Maybe they could then.
Maybe they could.
You don't know.
Or jump really high. We don't know.
Unless you're that old.
Never mind the fossil record.
Right? No. You know,
That
whatever.
doesn't count.
Fossil record means nothing. Can't explain it.
The sky was dark with the wings of Moa.
Yes.
Right.
Night is dark.
As
and
opposed
full
to
of terrors.
the wings of Lessa.
Okay, so 2,
However,
4,
it's raining
6.
kiwi.
All right. So she's taking down dog. Asher is in the other room sleeping
What?
after the Greyhound walk, and he's like, "Wait, what? I heard my name." Yep,
Stronghold.
Stronghold comes out. That's the end of the dogs. All right, so we have mountainous terrain, and we have grasslands. Well,
Sick him. Sick him.
so we're actually going to play this first, which allows me to migrate up to 2 birds. We're going to take 2 from the volcano, bring them over to 5. And then I'm going to go ahead and play...
Can you put them there? With the mammal being there?
Cannot. You're right. Forgot about that. I'm getting ahead of myself. Good call. Good call.
If it was sold, you could.
Correct.
Well, we've got to like drop in from the sky on them, right? Again, how the Moas are going to do that? They must have parachutes.
Right. Well, again, we weren't there. So now I will go ahead and attack and then place birds. So we will go ahead and add 6 to take out these sleeping dogs on sentry duty. There, and now we will place birds. We will migrate, and then, or I should say, we place birds first. So here I will play 2 birds and then migrate. And rest. Whew. I just flew in from Vegas. Boy, am I tired. All right. Matt?
Interestingly, from last night, I am very, very far from being the first person to suggest that Moas be resurrected. It would seem.
Really? So you did a little researching,
Yeah.
did you?
Because they have complete claws and heads. I mean, there's DNA.
And they are huge. They were massive beasts.
12 foot tall, 550 pounds.
That
for the
would be
big
scary
ones.
to see. That's almost like a giraffe of the bird world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play 6.
Glory to Rome, Matt.
Wonder where they're going.
Glory to Rome.
And a stronghold.
I feel like we've done this before. This is weird.
Well,
Glory to Rome, Matt.
You still get 3.
what just happened?
Everybody ran away. Then the
They
dogs went
came
away,
back.
and everybody came back in.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, no, they didn't. The dogs didn't go away. We came, we saw, we kicked that tail.
Mm-hmm. So I could drop in on these guys.
You could parachute in. It is mountainous terrain.
What is this? 3 points?
So, I haven't asked yet. While Mike's considering the game making sense, are you guys able to follow along? All right. Any questions? Any input? Any feedback? Any thoughts so far?
This guy for one,
The jack of all trades.
a jack of all birds, jackdaw, and I'm taking the
Trade
hopefully
3.
save my bacon next time. And that will be my turn.
All right, Amanda. You're going to draw a card first, okay? Apparently unhappy with the draw.
Okay, let's see. So
Of course the drinking game's still on, Giovanni.
3 turns remain after
All right.
this.
Okay, so I definitely can't do what I was going to do then if there's only 3 turns.
And I only have one turn left. Oh, one card left.
So
And no Karakia tiles.
You have failed to hatch your plan.
I have not done a good job.
They have been scrambled.
Y'all really
See,
need
now we
to-
can go to egg jokes, which are a whole nother level.
Yeah. Y'all need to, like, stop it because I'm hungry. And I want chicken. Crap.
Whining doesn't get you bonus points.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay. Does it say in the rule book? Can you add that, Kevin, please? I really don't want to do that. Okay, I pass.
All right, so that's it for that round. Pass the first player, and then gulp.
Gulp, exactly. Because the next ones are coming to me. 2 more.
Ooh, wow, this is the furthest through this deck we have ever gone. Okay, there are 2 rats, 3 rats, and now the rats.
Possum
I'm sorry,
attack.
attack.
4
An
possums.
avalanche of possums.
All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get these guys out of here.
Yep.
All right, can't go 1, can't go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 does go in 8.
Wonder if that tells us that's all the possums, because there's
Yeah,
only as
it's
much of
wondering
those as
that.
there are of those, and you used them all.
Well,
Right.
No, because there's only one.
Oh.
So that's
We'll have to reuse. Again, prototype. All right, Mike.
Fly, you fools.
All right, there goes the 9. There's a stronghold. 10 can't go. 11. Amanda. You have all these fight cards, I imagine. All right, so
Ooh, that's hawkish.
right, and 12. They cannot go. And I'll be honest.
why?
They can't. There's a strong. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the stronghold up here.
Yeah,
I
is it because
apologize.
they're afraid of the volcano
Nope.
or what?
Looking at my cards, I choose to evacuate because it's not going to be worth nearly as many points, or maybe no points.
Let the stupid mammals fry.
That's it. Wow. First time. Yep, 4 possums hurt. Who knew? They're not just
For breakfast anymore?
right.
They're not just adorable with huge ears.
Or, vermin on the road. They are dangerous,
What?
terrible mammals.
The opossums?
No, the possums.
Oh.
Possums.
Thank you. All right. Well, that's the end of that attack. Matt, begin.
All right.
Wow.
2 for leeching purposes.
All right. Yeah, I don't like my chances as much now. Go ahead,
Came to
Mike.
Snipe some points again, huh?
So we have 2 turns left after this. I still have 1 card.
Yes, we do. Let's exchange some cards here.
Remember, you get to draw first.
Oh, that's true. I am sure that she is not coming back to my hand. 1, oh, much better. 2, 3.
So here, that one's gone, you said, and 2
it's
others.
2 more.
All right.
Two more.
All right.
And now I
No,
have,
that was not a 2-y.
2 more?
Yeah, 2-y more. No.
No, he just said.
And the 2.
Oh, sorry.
The 2e is a 3.
it's a 3. And there are 2 more turns after
All right,
this.
Amanda.
Was that my turn?
Yeah, you. Wait, no, you just exchanged. You're right. I stand corrected.
So, volcanoes and... Yeah.
And some oceanfront property.
Mm-hmm. Let us snap some points.
Okay. 2 birds, 1
More
beach.
pork.
Squirrel?
Let's see. Let's,
Oh, I do not like my options. No, I do not.
okay,
At all.
so let's just do this. Let's attack here.
So you're
Here.
attacking with the eagle and then placing birds.
Yeah.
All right. So Amanda could place 4 birds. She only has 1, so she chooses to only place 1. All right, easy enough. Well, that changes things. I'm gonna just go ahead and egg on Amanda and play 2 birds. Although I'm out of cards. That's it. Pass the duchy.
Gulp.
Eh,
Nothing.
Nope. No.
Impossible. Rat attack.
All right. So there are 3 rats. So let's see. 1,
They go
2,
to 12.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm not fighting them. All right. So the first rat and the only rat goes to 12. Amanda, that's
I'm not
2
fighting
free
them.
points. All right. These guys go away. They stay there. And that was a wasted turn by me. Okay.
oh, don't
Mike.
worry.
There's no need for that. Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter.
Better Betty if I want to be.
Okay, so let's analyze my position here. I'm in a place where I could sell out number 7, but it would cost me 1, 2,
You
nobody to sell to.
and it's not an active terrain.
And it's not an active terrain.
So in theory, yes, you could. However,
But in practice, no.
unless you had the ignore terrain requirement
Uh-huh.
or Kirikiata.
I have 2 birds in the nest.
Ready to fly. Unless you're Yorick, then stumble around.
I have this one. There's no point in putting them here. No point in putting them there. This is problematic.
Kirikia tiles for the last round. This is the last round you can take them and actually use them.
Yes.
I heard a dog about ready to take off.
Yep.
All right. Let's play the shaman,
Okay.
Kakapo.
Okay. For Kirikia tiles.
The 2 front ones, please.
There and there.
Let's gun up or spear up a little bit and
All right. Amanda.
see what happens.
Use this.
Okay.
To
For
go
the ignore
here.
terrain. Yep.
Fight.
Good job.
But I cannot place anybody.
Because you have no
Because
birds.
I have no birds. Well, I have 1 bird.
Right, but you
I
have no
bird
cards.
See?
I have no cards. I elect to pass.
Okay.
Okay. Boy, this game is played out a lot different than last turn. I don't think I should have gone pop pop.
Yeah.
Goes the weasel, the weasel.
The weasel goes pop.
Yep. I think that may have been a mistake. I see the error of my ways now.
I'll play this for its lone Kirikia symbol, and we will get options.
All right. All right. That's the end of the penultimate round. Now the final round. So is there anywhere they can go? They can go to 8, and that's it. Oh, boom. That dies. And now this area is basically closed off to everybody. And
Rat attack.
there are no rats. That's it. All right, Amanda.
I elect to pass.
I too elect to pass.
The Euler's pass.
Yes. Heavy cardboard in the house. Passing.
That is mountains.
That is regrettable that there are no forest tiles active.
So, nothing gets me anything more than 1. Well, I will try this just to
Draw a card.
see what happens. Does that change my options? Regrettably, no.
All right.
So I can only see one place to snipe any points, and so I shall. I will get me some MOA point down here.
All right. And apparently you have no other bird cards, or you have no other birds, so that's your only. So he's left with 2 cards in hand. All right, Mike, gonna draw one. He has a clutch full of cards.
I got more of that. More than I expected. Well, let's see. I can drop on the beach or the mountains.
We send our scions to London.
Oh.
With feathers in their hats.
Right, yeah, right.
Fancy
hats with feathers. With
All
MOA
right.
feathers.
Moa, yes.
Yes.
All right.
Opium trailing behind them.
Right?
Here are 3 cards and 2 spears, which will kill this rodent and drop 1 lonely
And it
little
is
bird
a mountain. Yep.
right there.
Well done. And
Don't you ever come back.
don't tread on you, sir. All right. Okay, so that's the end of the game. Now we go into final scoring. So we do area by area again. So it's going to be 5 for Matt, 2 for me in area 1. 1 more for Matt. There you go. Math. Mike gets 3. Then we got Mike with 6, Amanda with 3,
6 and 22.
and 3 for Amanda. It's going to be 5 for Mike, 2 for Matt. Waiting to hear my name called.
2, 4.
Oh, here we go. 6 for Matt,
6.
And 3 for me. Then we're going into 6. That looks like Amanda with 4. And now, because Mike...
Beak cause?
Oh, of course. Because he sold out, he gets 2 for second, but he also gets the tile, which is going to be a total of 5, which flips the board back to 2. Then we're going down to 7. It looks like 5 for Amanda. And looks like 2 for Mike. Nothing. And then, oh, hey, I get 4. Welcome back. All right. Then 2 for Amanda. 4 for Mike. Wow, he's running away from this. And Matt is going to get a total of 5. Amanda, because she has the tiebreaker, is going to get 3. Matt gets 1. And the volcano has erupted. We get no points.
But we're not tied. I only have 1.
You have 2.
You have
It's
2.
a
That
bird.
counts? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then we're going to score the any other conquered. I get 7 for yellow, which is good enough for last
count.
point.
Yes, Paul, it has.
Amanda?
Okay, I get 3, 4.
They can't see it.
You get pelt points.
3, 4, 5, 6.
6 for Amanda.
6.
Good enough for second place as of right now. And Matt?
None.
Wow, you turncoat. You didn't fight off a single mammal.
No.
We have words for people like you.
I have 3 rat skins
Not last place.
for 6 points.
All right, so there we are. There's final scoring. So Mike smoked us with 50. So that would be smoked Moa.
Yes.
Then then Amanda with 42. Matt with 32. And me, thanks for playing, with 30.
Which means you did a great job teaching.
Yeah.
Yes, I was an excellent teacher, obviously. All right.
Duh.
All right. So, as I said, don't ever bet on me when I'm running a stream. I've tried to tell you guys.
I regret not being able to read the chat as we were playing.
Right.
There's so much gold in there, I'm sure.
All right, so...
Golden eggs, as it were.
Right. The golden goose.
Yes.
Mike, the winner, what were your thoughts?
And why don't I have that just queued up and ready to go? So I like that this is a gateway game. It's pretty, it's busy, you get to move a lot of stuff around, it's not overtly violent, it's a great light entry game for a family to move from the old school games toward real board games. So I love it for that.
I agree. I think we were talking about this last night that I think as folks that listen to our show, watch YouTube, et cetera, know we're big fans, everybody here, of Dominant Species. And I think this is an awesome entry point to getting onto the path.
Yep.
If you don't want to throw people into a game like Dominant Species, I feel like this would be a perfect stepping stone on the way to that.
I completely agree with that. It's like Mike said, it's pretty. There's tons of stuff going on, all the different colors and the brightness, and the girl in me. The animals are adorable.
They're toxically cute.
Yes, they are, and love the birds and stuff. So it's the art's gorgeous, which adds to it for me, and it's definitely a perfect gateway game into more difficult area control games.
Yeah, I feel like it pits everyone against each other, but I don't feel like there's a whole lot, like, I can't really hurt you terribly to where you're not in the game anymore.
Right.
Right.
It's a little bit kinder, gentler in area control. So it definitely makes it like more of a gateway game. So
Great family game.
yeah, say even when I sell out, you're still getting points there. It doesn't take everything away. There's a second place for other scoring. So even if I get ahead of you, or somebody gets ahead of you, you're still getting some points out of it.
I.e., two can play at that game.
Two
Right.
can play.
So it's not as evil.
Right. There's not
as
as
some.
much take that
Right,
in this.
exactly.
For an area control game, I think everything that we're talking about here kind of lends itself towards a stepping stone
Right.
type game.
The evil comes from the game itself, not
Right.
from the other
Right.
players. it
Right.
seems.
Yep. To where you only hurt us a little bit, but we're still there getting some points in theory, right?
There's another kind of little nice subtext here in the tradition of the old fairy tales where they were aimed at kids, but the subtext underneath
Right.
was
Dark.
entirely darker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is exactly
Yep.
what this is,
Isn't
right?
that lovely?
Yes, I think that's really well done. So yeah, I think Martin Wallace did a really good job making the game exactly as it was. It comes across as exactly the type of game that it tries to be.
Yeah.
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 It plays highly quick. I mean, super quick. I mean, even with the stream, which you guys know takes a little bit longer going through the rules. Plus, we're thinking out loud and taking our time and doing all that, and it still played
Like an hour.
right. So I think really well done. I know it's currently on Kickstarter through 8 Games. I know Kevin's in chat talking about that. So yeah, that's pretty much MOA, I think.
Yeah.
So thanks to 8 Games for letting us show this off. Thanks to y'all for watching. Thanks to y'all for doing this. If you like what we're doing, subscribe, like down there. Don't forget, we're very close to 200 patrons over on patreon.com/heavy cardboard. And with that, I guess, yeah, that's all we got.
As the crow flies, I'm gonna go get some food.
It's a good idea.
Shout out to the artist one last time.
Yes.
Lovely plumage.
Yes, darling. It's beautiful.
All right. Thanks, y'all. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.